sort of like a bunch of stuff thrown together that we didn't use because either the podcast it was intended for was too long, or it just ended up being too long, or we just couldn't work with it for whatever reason. So, and I'm voicing over right now because I'm having a little NBA free agency talk. We weren't able to shoot this week, so I'm just going to sort of give my take on what's happened so far. This is the second day of free agency, or first official day, but as of right now, what's happened already is Kyrie and Durant have gone to the Nets, along with DeAndre Jordan. Now, Kevin Durant, he's not going to be healthy for at least until playoff time, but possibly the whole season. He'll be out. So, they're not going to be at their full potential this season, but next season, they're going to be a very solid team. They're going to be the team to look out for in the East at least, but possibly even one of the top teams in the league. I think personally they really did a great job with signing these guys. They didn't lose a whole lot. They lost D'Angelo Russell. He went to the Warriors, so they lost Durant, but they picked up D'Angelo Russell, which he's a great player, but I'm just a little confused by it. They're going to be starting 3 guards once Clay's healthy, or they're going to be taking one of them off the bench, which that wouldn't make much sense either. So I don't really understand why they went for D'Angelo Russell instead of somebody else who could play the 3 or the 4. But and then Cousins, he's not sure what he's doing yet because I guess he's waiting to see what happens with Kawhi, because that hasn't happened yet. And if it has, then I'll probably chime in again after this and talk about that. But so Kawhi hasn't made a decision yet. Jimmy Butler, he came to Miami. We lost quite a bit. We lost Richardson, Derrick Jones Jr., Olynyk, and Whiteside in order to land Jimmy Butler, which, I like, the fact that we signed him, but personally I'm not a fan that we lost all those guys. And I know some of them did need to go because they had big contracts that they weren't really playing for, like Whiteside, and Olynyk had a pretty big contract as well. But I definitely would have liked to at least have kept Derrick Jones Jr. He was one of my favorite players. He was, a beast, and from what I saw, there was only promise in his future, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. There's been a few other smaller moves which I don't really think I need to talk about, but that's basically the gist of it. Richardson, he went to Philly, so Philly, they sort of got him in exchange for Butler, which I think personally that in the future he could develop into a Jimmy Butler type player. I don't know if he's going to develop to be as good, but nobody saw Butler being a great player his first season either, and he just sort of overcame the odds and did, just because he had really good work ethic. But I say, I don't know, I guess Philly probably won that trade, but only because Miami had to lose so much, and that's just because we had so much money tied up in some of these guys. It just wasn't necessary, so it was necessary to get rid of these guys. Hopefully there'll be enough room so the Heat can sign somebody else. If that happens, I'll let you know. And I think that's about everything, all the big moves. Nobody else is really oh, there we go. Kemba Walker went to the Celtics. Forgot about that. Who else? Derrick Rose went to the Pistons. And I think there's a few more. Let me try to see. Try to sort of do this off the top of my head. It's not working out too well. initially they thought Dragic was going to go to Dallas, but I guess that didn't work with whoever for that trade. So, Horford he went to Philly as well, so he'll be playing the 4. So the starting lineup for Philly, which would be Simmons, Richardson, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Joel Embiid. I mean, that's going to be a pretty scary starting lineup. Tobias Harris, he signed a big contract with them too. I think it was a max. Klay Thompson, he got the max from Golden State. Jimmy Butler got the max. I think Kevin Durant got a max as well. The rest, I'm not sure. There could be a few others that got maxes, but
I bet you're wondering why we're wearing the same clothes. And no, we don't wear this every day. We're just shooting this the same day as the last one you just watched. So,
correct.
We left off on
Aliens.
So we're going to talk about that some more.
But first, kicking it off with the way. I hate you so much. All right, so we're done with the AFC. We're going into the NFC this week. NFC North, that's Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit. Very stocked division. I mean, the only actually bad team in that division is Detroit. And I'm not even convinced that they're going to be god-awful. They're just not going to be as good as the other two. They're going to play decent football and get a really bad record because of the teams that they're going up against. They have to play Green Bay twice, Chicago twice, and Minnesota twice. I'm sorry. So they're going to go 5-11. Maybe 6-10. I'm sorry. There's no way that they're gonna end up on top of that division. They're just not good enough. Matt Stafford is a stat patter. They don't have a real number one option at receiver other than what's his name? No, he went to the Giants. The Giants signed him in free agency. I can't remember his name, and it's killing me. I'm probably gonna flash it on the screen. Yeah, Detroit's not gonna be that good. Oh man, no, I have to Google who that is because it's on the tip of my tongue. Giants.
Actually, it would probably be better if you didn't, because then we'd have it on the screen and it would be like, or not.
I still need to know. Because they just signed him and he's pretty good.
Wow, it already went down to half battery again.
Jesus. They just signed him. It was like a very. Not Corey Coleman. It was their panic re-signing because they traded OBJ. Golden Tate, that's it. Wow, the best yards after catch receiver in the NFL. It doesn't matter, they're still not going to be that good. Next is going to be Minnesota because... You like that! Have you seen that meme? Kirk Cousins after after games just screaming, You like that! They ended up not making the playoffs that season. Whoops. Minnesota's got a really good team. I just don't buy the quarterback. And Kirk Cousins is Garbo. He has this ridiculous losing record on primetime football. Every time he's playing on primetime, he loses. So, for that reason, Minnesota's going to go 8-8 and miss the playoffs again for the second season in a row with a very good team. And in third place in the division, who's going to win the division? Is it going to be the Packers or the Bears? And the Bears are going to win the division. Green Bay is excellent, don't get me wrong. They have Aaron Rodgers, who's arguably the best quarterback in the league right now. You can say Patrick Mahomes all you want, but that was one season, and let's see what he does in year 2.
Oh, so you're not even putting Brady up there?
No. Brady's old. Like, if you're talking about total career, then yeah, Brady is the greatest quarterback ever. But I'm talking about right now, if I need a quarterback that's going to play for me right now and win games regardless of coaching, I'm going to pick Mahomes or Rodgers because Brady needs a system around him. Back to the Packers. They have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and that's really the only notable Packers. Clay Matthews, you know who that is? He's a Ram. He's a Ram
really?
now. Yeah. He's a Ram now, so they don't even have like that bona fide. They fixed a lot of their defensive problems in the draft this year, which was really good for them. It's not enough to cover up for all their mistakes. They're gonna go 9-7. They might make the playoffs. They might make a push and make it. They might not. I'm on the fence with them, but I know that they're gonna be a very good team that on any given day can be anybody. And the Kings of the division, which I cannot believe I'm saying this because I don't trust Mitch Trubisky. The Chicago Bears, because that defense is terrifying, and I don't want to play against that defense in December. Khalil Mack coming at you, and he's the spearhead. I can't think of the other guys right now. It's just a monstrous defense. And Matt Nagy, the coach of the year, he can write up any play he wants. He's brilliant. Mitch Trubisky is questionable, but with having Matt Nagy and making a system around him, they can do some damage. So I'm picking the Chicago Bears to go 11-5, Packers to go 9-7, Minnesota's going 8-8, and Detroit's stuck at the bottom of the division with 5-11. It sucks, but there really isn't much that they can do. So that's all I got for the NFC North.
Okay. Oh.
No, well, whatever. I'm not gonna time that.
You are.
So what? We're going back to our aliens debate.
Yeah, we'll go back to that.
Going back to our
So
aliens
what we
debate.
left off at was how the people of the world could defend themselves, and Wayne made a point in saying that there's not enough weapons out there or whatever that we would be able to defend ourselves against something like that. And I said, you're wrong. And just in the United States, okay, well actually, this is a statistic from Wikipedia, the most reliable source I could find, and it says in 2018, a small arms survey reported that there are over 1 billion small arms distributed globally, so that's quite a bit, which 857 million, about 85% are civilian owned, and then U.S. civilians account for 393 million, which is about 46% of the worldwide total, or total of what civilians have. So Wayne is going to give you
The what of just
okay,
look.
the fact that you think it's a little bit
No, okay.
not think, but
So it says that what? We have all these people that own firearms, or that these many people, 300 million firearms are sold in the United States. How many people have multiple weapons?
a lot. And pretty much anybody who owns firearms, I think,
Has multiple,
at
right?
least 2.
Yeah, okay. So that immediately knocks it down to half the United States. And of those people, how much of that is in the populated areas? Because that's a huge thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think most registered firearms aren't in populated areas, but there are a lot of firearms in those areas, and that's non-registered, illegal weapons, whatever you want to call it. Those are
Yeah, but
gangbangers and stuff who have AKs and have whatever stuff that's
Jesus,
illegal anyway.
AKs.
Yeah, you haven't seen that stuff.
Not in Miami, at least. In
Well,
Miami,
I'm
it's
not
just those pistols and stuff. You
Sure,
see
they
A-
have them.
You see, AKs are the
You've
sign
seen
of-
those? Well, okay, I'm seen those drug shows and stuff, and those people who are
Okay.
dealing expensive drugs and stuff.
Well, look.
That's how they defend
All I'm
themselves.
saying is that even if we have all those weapons here, who's to say that normal, everyday people are going to have them? Well, that sounds wrong, because then I'm implying that people with guns aren't normal. Who's to say that
non-gun owners.
your average family of non-gun owners are going to find a way to have a weapon?
You see, this is what I think. I think in a situation like that, when obviously it would be like after you're already under attack or whatever. I think people would willingly give other people weapons because it's do or die.
No.
You can't shoot 2 guns at a time. So what's it do? What good is it doing sitting on the ground?
When you run out of ammo, grab another gun.
Well,
Because
yeah,
when
you
you're in a
just
state,
reload.
look, when you're in a state of emergency or a state of disaster, all of those kinds of extortion things will happen. People aren't unified in the sense of, oh, we're under attack, take a weapon and shoot. That's not a thing that's going to happen.
I think it would.
Where? What leads you to believe that would happen?
If there's people who have multiple with them, say right now, if it happened right now, let's say you had 10 guns in here, and you knew where they were. Some of your neighbors didn't. If everybody was outside, like, oh my god, what's going on? I think the
I
thing
wouldn't,
to do.
I wouldn't give them guns.
You wouldn't?
No, because who's to say they wouldn't just shoot me and take what I have?
Why would they do that? What would be the purpose of that?
I don't know. I don't think it would make any sense, but what do they think? I don't know what they're thinking. I don't trust them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If it's people you trust, I guess, but I don't know. It's.
I mean, then that.
Jeez, this battery's
Yeah,
dying quick.
I mean, whatever. I'm just saying that even if we had the weapons to combat aliens, and then there's also the fact that we don't know if our weapons would even do anything against them.
It's worth a shot. Oh, I'm terrible.
Yeah, that was really bad, and you should feel bad. Ugh.
So, but yeah.
No, but I don't see why. I don't see how it would help either. Because if we're talking an apocalyptic scenario, weapons are going to be scarce to begin with, especially in the suburban areas and the cities, and that's where they would strike.
Okay, so suburban areas, I think there's quite a few.
No, not rural areas. Not really, because we live in the suburban area.
Yes.
There aren't that many, as many as you would think.
There is a lot more than you think, I believe.
Not as much as you think. Like obviously, I think it's what, like 1 in every 3 households have some form of fire. It's something
that. I mean, I know people who personally know people who have like multiple ones dispersed around the house.
Okay, and then of those firearms, how many of those are like? Because people have pistols. I know that. Like that's a very common one. But you don't see people with submachine guns that can actually take out hordes of things.
Oh, yeah, because that's illegal. But
Exactly.
there are people who have those in the bigger cities.
Yeah, but having a firearm isn't particularly going to help sometimes. So, I just don't see how it's relevant and how it's going to help us in any way.
I mean, it definitely wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt, but we're in a state of emergency to begin with.
Okay, so think you already have the military going out there. You know, world military, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have more people. So let's say it's a third of the population, like you said. So then a third of the civilian population goes out and defends as well. I mean, that's a lot of people. So you're talking about probably close to
What population of the world?
of the world, I would
Okay, so
say,
8
or at
billion.
least in the United States, I would say probably
300 million, 330
up to
million.
40% of the population would be
Armed?
fighting, because you're talking about military and then just normal people
Okay.
who
Now,
have weapons.
factor this in too. They're going to target cities. If they know anything about tactics, you target cities and you target Washington, you target Moscow, you target Madrid,
big governments.
you target the government specifically. How many people there would have firearms in those big cities in particular?
As far
Compare
as civilians, not many.
exactly, and that's what I'm getting at. In comparison to the middle of the country.
Well, also it's more spread out in the middle of the country, so even though the higher percentage of people have guns in those areas, it's still more of a spread out area, anyways. So
Exactly. So I don't know if it would help, and if they strategically go about it, and we have no way to attack them if they're in the air.
although if they go
You're
at
dead.
like DC or something, I mean, good luck. It's pretty armed. You got the Pentagon there. You got
And what if our weapons don't affect their ships? GG.
then exactly, but that's how it would be anyways.
Exactly.
So I'm
that's
saying
that's what I was getting at this whole
They
time.
would be going at the most armed place anyways.
Yes. They would be going to.
So okay, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like if that doesn't work, then the civilian guns wouldn't work either.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
Okay.
That if this is a big what if scenario, that what if we can actually hurt them?
But if that stuff did work,
We still wouldn't have much of a shot if they have excellent weapons too. And they can tactically attack us from the air. As civilians, what can we do from the air? What can we do against aerial attacks? We have nothing.
nothing much.
We have nothing against that. Unless, Billy Bob over there just casually has some anti-aircraft rockets that nobody knows of.
Hiding the tank in the shed.
I'm trying to imagine somebody actually hiding the fact that they own a military-grade tank in a shed or a barn or something. In South Florida, nah.
Not South Florida.
No.
Is it legal to have a tank?
I don't think so.
It's not an automatic weapon, so it might be. I mean, obviously you would have to have some
Is
sort
it
of
illegal
permit,
to own a
I would
tank?
think.
If you have a federal destructive device permit.
Okay, well there you go. There's people who have tanks.
Not in South Florida.
No, not in South Florida.
These vehicles are tons of fun and good for thwarting road rage. Wow. No, that shows about where our people are. Are civilians allowed to own military tanks? By federal law, they are made and sold in the U.S. You're allowed to own one if it's not armed with a functioning main gun or machine guns. Which defeats
Well, obviously,
the purpose
machine
for
guns
this.
is an automatic weapon.
Which defeats the
illegal.
purpose of this scenario.
Okay, but people can like alter this stuff. Like, there's people who can like once they get that stuff, they can obviously make the altercations.
Okay.
Or the
If we find out that aliens are
Oh,
coming to our
whatever.
planet, we have less than a week.
okay.
They can't just.
I'm
get
not.
all
I'm
going
saying
in
these
less than a
dudes
week.
would already have it done.
Yeah, I
The dudes
mean,
that have the tanks, they
this
would
is-
have it ready. All they would already have it.
I just don't see how this helps. If
A
extraterrestrial
tank
life
would help. I don't
comes-
care what they're flying.
Oh, what? You're gonna shoot down a plane with a tank?
Not necessarily a plane.
You're gonna shoot down a
Or
spaceship
whatever
with
ship.
a tank?
If it's just hovering there, yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's just hovering there. No, it's not gonna help at all.
It could.
You're screwed. You're done. Dunzo. KO.
I would like to.
It's all over now.
I'd go out fighting. That's all I'm saying.
It'd be nice to, but it'd be in vain. We're screwed.
So I'm not gonna lay down and just. be
I'm
like,
not
"Alright."
saying that I would lay down and
Kill
just
me.
die. I'm just saying that there is very little
So what
to
do you get
nothing
if you don't
can
have
do.
any firearms?
You barricade yourself. You do everything you can to protect yourself, but there is little to nothing that we can do without the military's help.
And then, I mean, you would think at one point after they, if they do want to conquer or whatever, there would be a point where they would, land and, walk out. It wouldn't just be all aerial attacks. And at that point, I mean, you'd have a pretty fair shot with some firearms. You just break your shoulders or something.
My chest still sucks, so it still hurts a lot. But Clooney, go away. I just in an apocalyptic scenario that let's wrap this up because I'm sure now we're just repeating ourselves.
Yeah.
We both agree that there probably is some form of extraterrestrial
Yep.
life out there, whether we've discovered it or not.
Which I think we have.
Which even if we did, I wouldn't want to know. And you're saying that we as people would fight them if they wanted to come take our stuff, even if they had superior technology to us and there was very little we could do to affect them.
Yes.
Okay, I would say that no, people would try and miserably fail and we would all be screwed anyway.
At least you tried.
That only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Exactly.
So, if that's our alien take, this is part 2 of the alien take that we had last week because aliens. And it's a really interesting topic when you get into it.
Yeah. Sounds kind of stupid, but once you start trying to rationalize this stuff, it's not that crazy. It's really not.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god,
Especially if you have any personal experiences
with alien technology.
with just anything. If you've seen something like that, there's so many people out there who have seen stuff. Me personally, I've seen some pretty crazy stuff that I can't explain. I don't know if you have or not.
Not really. For me, you just see flashing lights and stuff sometimes, but you always assume it's a plane.
Well, one time something I saw, it was just around here. I wasn't anywhere special, and on the horizon at night, I saw these flashing, just like a pulsing green light on the horizon. It was
Yeah.
big, and it covered the whole horizon. To this day, I don't know what that was. I have no clue.
Could have been lights,
No, it was pulsing in the
northern
sky.
lights. It
It
could have
wasn't
been northern lights and
I
stuff like that.
That's
Or
not
it could have
Florida.
been a plane dumping fuel and the reflection of the moonlight off of the water.
in the water
Where was this?
in Margate.
So you saw it from your house. You're saying, right?
Not my house, but
Well, we're
it
right.
doesn't really matter.
We're right next to the ocean. The ocean. If we're thinking about it,
I guess that was out east.
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's what happened or whatever, but
Right.
that's a scenario. A plane dumped fuel.
But I mean, it was very weird.
Very.
I'll tell you that it was
Was it blue?
green.
That also would be explained by the reflection of light
But why would it be pulsing randomly?
because it's falling.
It wasn't continuous. It would be
Yeah.
dark.
So let's say that it's a
Dark.
plane, right? And you're dumping fuel or you're dumping exhaust or whatever it is. and it's falling, but it's not falling steadily because there's turbulence or whatever, so your plane is moving a bit. And the reflection of the water or the reflection off the trees or the grass or something from the moonlight causes it to be a certain color. And since it's not water, it's more dense and it has a different thickness.
Yeah.
So then you would have a different color.
I'm not sure. Although it looked like it was coming from like
Down.
yeah.
I don't.
So I don't know.
I don't.
I'm sure there's some logical explanation for it, but I just don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Alright, so I guess we're done with that. If the camera doesn't die, we're gonna talk about
briefly
the
talk about the draft.
the NBA draft that just happened.
Extremely briefly, because then
So-
we got more footage.
First, Pelicans selected
Who didn't know this was gonna happen?
Zion Williamson. Big shock.
They're not gonna be contenders. They won't have a shot. Pelicans are East or West, right? West or East?
West.
What? Okay. Next. Zion's great. He's excellent. But there is already all this pressure on him to be the next LeBron. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen. It's not going to happen for at least 2 years. So he's a superstar. He's a great kid, but no. No. Not
So
yet.
next, Grizzlies select
That
John Moran.
was a very big pick for them. Because they traded Conley.
Mike
right?
Conley. They got rid of
They
Conley.
got rid of him finally. I feel bad because he's been there forever, right?
He's a nice guy too. From what I
Yeah.
hear.
But this is a very, very good pick for them, and I think this is something that the Grizzlies need to do. They needed to do for a while because aren't the Grizzlies basically the Bulls from 5 years ago?
In what way?
Like they have all those players that were on the Bulls.
I don't know honestly. I don't really know
Yeah,
what the
well,
roster looks like. I know it's not very good.
The Grizzlies are okay. They're not gonna. Again, all these teams that are picking the lottery, none of them have a chance at making the playoffs
Yeah.
or anything like that. And then
Depending on what they do in free agency.
no, because
Yes.
who's gonna want to go?
So you're saying-
What free agent wants to go play in Memphis?
So you're saying the Lakers don't have a shot?
That's not their pick.
True.
They traded it
Yeah, it's true.
smartly.
Okay, so Knicks select R.J. Barrett.
That's a very good pick. He's going to average like 20 points. He's a very good player. I think he's the player in the draft right now who's most ready to play.
Run on like auxiliary power. or
Yeah, we got
something.
this. Just power through it.
DeAndre Hunter for the Lakers.
He went to the Pelicans, and I think the Pelicans traded it with the Hawks or something.
Lakers. Oh yeah.
It was a 3-way trade.
Okay, so Lakers
Lakers,
trade
Pelicans.
this pick to the Pelicans,
with
who
the Anthony
reportedly will
Davis
trade
trade.
it to the Hawks.
Yeah. So that pick,
Okay.
DeAndre Hunter is a Hawk.
Okay.
Oh, Darius Garland went to the Cavs. That's a really nice pickup.
Chris Garland to the Cavs. Jarrett Culver to the Suns.
And the rest of these guys, I don't really care.
Uh, Kobe White to the Bulls.
The Hawks took Cam Reddish. Look, I really
Well, no,
feel
the Hawks took
Cam
Jackson Hayes first,
and then
and then the Wizards took
Cam Reddish isn't a first round
I don't
pick.
even know how to
Changed my
pronounce his
mind.
name.
Who?
This guy,
I don't know either. Look,
Hachimura.
I'm just gonna be really brief with the draft because I don't know much about the players that were in college. Outside of the top 3 or 4, mainly the top 3 picks, nobody knows and or really cares about them yet.
Alright.
They need to be more experienced.
So Cam Reddish for the Hawks at 10. 11 Timberwolves. Cameron Johnson.
Well, we
Currently in
can't just,
discussion to trade this pick to the Suns.
you can't just ignore the Suns got Culver. Bulls got Colby White. That was a decent pick.
Hornets get PJ Washington, and then what we've been waiting for, the Heat draft Tyler Hero.
Okay, have fun.
Hopefully
Not making the playoffs again.
he'll develop into something good. And then Celtics draft Romeo Langford at
The Celtics.
14.
The Celtics picked up Taco Charlton. That 7'7" guy from
Oh, they
UCF.
really?
Yeah. No, he was undrafted.
Oh, so they just picked him
Yeah,
up.
they just picked him off.
Why wasn't he drafted?
Undrafted because nobody wanted him.
Really?
He's just tall. That's all he can do. Can't shoot. Can't dunk really. He's just 7'7".
You could definitely dunk.
Well, yeah, that was premature. But he doesn't have a shot. So
You
good
could
luck in this.
develop it.
Good luck in this NBA if you don't have a shot. Have fun in the
So-
summer league. Have fun in the J League.
Jeez. All right. Well, that's that.
I'm gonna add on the NBA footage that we had from
2 weeks ago.
podcasts ago.
2 podcasts.
That was like 40 minutes of us complaining about center's relevancy, and if
It got pretty heated there.
it did.
Me again. So we actually ended up losing that footage. I don't know how, but I can't find it. It's not on the SD card. It's not on my computer, so it's gone. But basically what we talked about was Wayne was saying that the center position is pretty much irrelevant at this point, and I disagreed with him. I said that it's not, it's still an important position and stuff, and he was saying that in order to be an efficient center in this league, you have to have a shot. And I disagreed with him on that as well, saying that you don't need to have a shot, even though it does help. You can just do your role, play your role really well, which, whether it's rebounding, shot blocking, whatever it is, it could still be very important to the team and, be a key role in winning situations. So, obviously, being a good shooter helps a lot, but I don't think it's necessary for a center to do that necessarily in order to be considered a great player, an all-star, or whatever. We gave some examples like Joel Embiid, Marcus Gasol, guys that have a pretty decent three-point shot, and also gave a couple others that do not. Clint Capella, DeAndre Jordan, Robin Lopez, they're all efficient, they're good at what they do, but they don't shoot. So, take what you want from that. Like I said, it kind of sucks that I lost that whole thing because we really did get more into depth about it, but I can't really have a conversation with myself on this. So, hopefully the gist of it was enough. Thanks for watching. I know this was like a weird one, bits and pieces and stuff being lost and whatever, but also the audio wasn't very good because we had to use the camera audio again. Just a lot of issues that we've encountered, but we'll have everything straightened out here pretty soon. Like and subscribe.